Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be an updated video on how to make money on Badlanders. So, the easiest way to make money on Badlanders is to go to Ye Old Store and go to here and buy these right now, because these are selling for the most bang for your cash points. So if you want to put real money into the game, you can get these. Go to your skin warehouse. They're selling for a good bit. Skin auction is what I wanted to go to. So you get, like, most of the items are selling around 800, 900k, except for pants. If you get pants, you're only going to get 5 or 600k, because there's apparently a truckload of them. If you get boots, you're going to get a mil or more. So, and that's not bad for the amount of cash points they cost. It's better than most of the skins, buying and selling the skins. So that's really the easiest way to make money. That's pretty much how I got that at the moment. So there's that. You can still do Prism, although some of the things on Prism have changed. Prices have changed on the auction house between various things. So some things are more profitable than others. Orange cards are still really good. So if you put in 98k to like 103k, you can sell them for 111ish. So you'll make a few K profit. Pay for about half your Prism run if you get nothing else. These gray items are good to buy and sell because you're going to make like $100 per gray item. The cheap ones. First aid kits are still okay, although first aid kits have really come down in price. Regens are also good. Stay away from most 7.62 ammo. Also the blue 12.7 ammo is not worth it anymore. Prices just come way down on it. The market's flooded. At various times it jumps up, but it's too inconsistent to be reliable. Always scan your green items, because there are some mods that are worth a lot. So if you go to, let's just go to the regular auction house. So if you're looking at mods, for sites, there's generally not a lot of sites that are, so you're not going to find too many green sites that are going to be worth buying. What you're looking for is like 3-tier, purple scopes for optics. For muzzles, you're looking for a few different mods. You're looking for powerful break, powerful blow, for the most part, and then some combinations of, if you find blue like these, they're worth 37k. Mostly, if you find a green one of these two mods, you're going to get your money's worth. Powerful break, powerful blow is worth a truckload in comparison. Sometimes you'll see the green, there's a lot of blues, but they're worth your money. Mags, for mags you're looking for heated. Not so much bullet recycle, but if it's paired with something else, maybe. Cluster warhead's usually worth your time, so is warhead. If you get any combinations of the above, excellent. If you get a green penetrating warhead, you're going to make a lot of money, because they're worth a lot. I wouldn't bother with most stocks or grips, to be honest. They're not going to be worth your time unless they're purple. If they're purple, then go in the auction house and price them out with the mods that they have on them, because some of them can't be worth your time. Purple or gold. Otherwise, wouldn't worry about them. The carbon fiber fabrics, they used to be highly profitable. They're less so now. The prices come down on them, but so have the cost of the kits that they make. So you're looking at, oof, those ones aren't even worth it. Those are a little bit, yeah, these are about 2k a piece now. 2 to 2200 is what I see them for regularly. So if you're still making these, like I told people to do in my last how to make money in Badlanders video, which apparently everybody took that advice. The prices come down. You're only going to make 500 to 700 per each one. So the carbon fibers are still worth it, but it requires a little bit of work, and you're not going to make that much off of it. Medkits regens are still good. Blue and purple 5.56 and 9mm are still worth it for Prism. So I would stay away from 762 though, not worth it. And green, I'm not 100% sure on green. I haven't really priced it out. It may be worth it to buy green. Probably not 762, but 9mm and 5.56 most likely may give you some profit. Otherwise, just check your green things. I always check the purple ones. They're not usually worth it for these prices. Even when you get the best mods, you're only going to find one. They're going to charge you like 3 times what they actually cost in the auction house. They're not worth it. The Arsenal side is a gamble. I mostly just lose money on this side. You can occasionally get something good. I usually go for the gray ones that allow you to get like 3 attributes. So like these aren't usually worth it. Chokes aren't usually worth it. Optics, most optics are worth giving it a shot if you can get maybe 3 attributes. Magazines and muzzles. Everything else is hit or miss. These I probably wouldn't go for. If it was the other stock, maybe. Chokes I definitely wouldn't go for. Chokes are way too cheap. You're most likely just going to lose money on those. Armor, same thing. Unless it's a T4, I wouldn't really bother with it. Like, even 3-tier T3s don't net you that much money, but you could gamble on it if you wanted to. Some of the gold ones are worth a little bit. Otherwise, I would just ignore this side of the list. Stick to the precise equipment where you know you can turn a profit, and just buy things like these that you know you can actually make money on. And that's the first way, well, the second way you can make money aside from spending real money. Because real money, the only way you're going to get tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars is spending real money on this game. Otherwise, it is a grind just to make like 1 million off of just in-game stuff. I mean, the fastest way is to kill players that are really geared and take their gear and sell it. But aside from that, crafting is still not that profitable. I would say the only thing that's worthwhile is these. Still, radars, probably, maybe worth your time. Probably not by much though. The prices really come down on these. Grenades are good, but they're not worth crafting. You can find them easily in game, sell grenades. So that brings us on to like the third way to make money, which is know what kind of loot to pick up. And the kind of loot you're looking for is stuff like this. You're looking for grenades, although really these are the only profitable ones. And then the stems. Like, these are the base grenades that are really common you can pick up. Obviously, the throwing radars are way more profitable. And stem-wise, you're looking at cardiacs, overloads, and the green sedatives. The green sedatives actually sell for a good bit, so they're worth your time to pick up if you can find them. If you can't find anything that's worth more. So they're selling for almost 400 a piece. So I'd say they're worth picking up. Maybe not over ammo, like blue ammo, but so obviously blue ammo is a good pickup. Anything better than blue ammo is a better pickup. Med kits and regens, and you know, that's about it. Material wise, just grab as much as you can. Grab the good ones, obviously, but when in doubt, grab the gray ones too. The gray ones sell for a little bit. I usually don't stockpile them in my warehouse because I have way too much just good gear to waste slots storing materials. I sell all the materials immediately because they're just not worth your time. The crafting menu, like the crafting options really need revamped to actually become profitable or useful, because 90% of them will cost you more to craft than to just buy them on the auction house. And that's included if you pick them up for free, because if you pick up the crafting mats for free, because the crafting mats themselves sell for more than what it costs to buy the item. So I virtually don't craft anything except for to do my one daily mission, and to do that I usually just craft the green things, the kits. These are worth your time. Don't bother with full mount. The price of these used to be like 7 or 8K, and you might have been able to justify, but look at the price now. so ridiculously cheap. They're only slightly more expensive than these by like a K. It, these are not really worth it anymore. These used to be so expensive, but apparently people started making them, and now they're not worth crap. Um, all the crafting attachments, not worth your time. Like, don't bother with them. You can make a little bit of money if you know what attachments to buy and then resell for a little bit more. So a lot of the time you can scan the auction house for good deals on optics. Optics are really expensive now, and sometimes like these ones people will price down to like 30K. You can buy them up, resell them for like 85 to 60 to 85K, and you'll turn a little bit of a profit. Same thing with magazines. Some of the magazines are worth a lot. Sometimes people will sell attachments and armor with rare mods. There's some mods that aren't being made in the game anymore, like penetrating warhead, and for armors and stuff, like armors themselves, you can find integrated armor. Sometimes people will sell those. They sell for a lot, but if you buy them up, you can resell them usually for more. Because there's people, they don't really serve a big use in the game, but there's collectors that like to collect those items, and they will pay big money for them. I picked up an armor that was integrated armor. It was like a T5 integrated armor and something else. And I bought it off the auction house for $1 million and then resold it to someone else for 2 black cards. So I made about $1 million profit on it, and it was pretty worth it. But as you can see, there's almost none on the market. They're super rare. But occasionally somebody will put one up. If a collector starts hurting for money, they'll start looking for ways to either money or warehouse space. They'll sell some of it. You can pick it up and resell it. So aside from that, knowing what good loot to pick up, I would say keys are a pretty good way to make money, and because you can get them for 12K off the exchange. There was a time where they gave out a whole truckload of them recently, like a month ago or so, and they were worth like, you could get a whole stack for 6K, and they were so worth it at 6K, but even at 12 they're still worth it. So you want to buy up keys. I would take keys into shelter, but maybe not desert. Desert, there's way less blue spawns, so unless you're going to be playing like Tunnel Rat where all the spawns are and stuff, keeping a set of keys in your safe slot might not be worth it. But if you're doing shelter, Risky is the best place to open a lot of boxes. There's over 10 spawns in Risky, and I've seen up to 8 spawn at a time in Risky. So, and you get pretty good loot from keys. Generally, they're most of the time worth it, because the loot you get out of the blue boxes is going to be pretty awesome. One of the other ways you can make money is by doing dynamic. Now on NA, you can almost never get a dynamic to proc. I mean, at least I can't. I know one of my buddies, he's like, I play dynamic all the time on NA. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but I can't never get into a match. So if you play on C though, PC obviously, it might be different for mobile. If you could do, like, there's a lot more mobile players than there are PC players. So mobile, it might not be a problem for you guys. But I play on PC. So playing on NA PC trying to get a dynamic is next to impossible, at least for me. If you play on C, you can get it, but unfortunately, C servers, at least for PC, have a buttload of hackers on them, and it's unlikely that you're going to survive. So I mostly don't do dynamic, and you can tell because look how many dynamic tokens I have. I don't really bother with it. Fighting the lag and hackers on C is just not worth it for me, and I can't never get a match on NA, so I just don't even bother with them. But they are a good way to make money. The loot is improved for dynamic. If you don't know the difference, like, loot is definitely improved. Most of the guns that you see just laying around, like you would see in normal maps that have gray ammo next to them, that ammo is blue or green. So That's better, and then box drops and stuff are better. You'll get more purple gear and stuff out of boxes. You'll find like more T5s and T4s laying around than in normal maps. So dynamic could be a good way to make money. Keys are definitely a good way to make money. Prism's a good way to make money. Crafting, not so much anymore. Obviously, buying real money and spending it in the store for skins and reselling them is the best way to make money, as is tradition for most free-to-play games. Aside from that, just using good gear and surviving, killing other players and living, is probably the best way to make money. But I think that's about all the best ways that you can make money. There's not a whole lot of other ways to make money. You could do player-to-player trading, but it's risky. You could get scammed. Sometimes it's worth it to do in the workshop if you want to upgrade armor. I would do your research first, though. So if you want to take like a 3-tier purple armor and have it inherit attributes that would make a really good T5, and then resell that T5 for a lot of money, you could make a lot of money that way. But the problem is you got to have a lot of money to invest, because to get a good T3 armor is probably going to cost you 1 to 2 mil, and then you have to go get all these. Where are they at? Did they remove them? Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm not in the, okay. Yeah, the memory alloys. And you see they're going for like 24k each, 25k. I'd say it's worth it if you can see these down to like 20k, because it requires like 44 of them. So with this price, 44 costs you another mil. So you're looking at investing up to 3 mil, but if the armor you make is really good and has good attributes, you can get probably like, I've seen some T5 armor sell for 8 mil. So you could make a bunch of money if you have a bunch of money to invest and you know what you're doing. That's one of the ways you can make money, but I usually wait for the price of these to come down to around 20k, because at 25, at 30k, it's definitely not worth it. It takes way too much money invested in to get the amount. So even more, you're not going to make a whole lot. That's 200k off your profit. There are 3, so wouldn't bother with it. But if you have some pretty awesome armors, like I've been trying to collect some, like this armor. No, where's the... I've got some in here. The best ones are like heavy limb and torso. I hate how I cannot scroll. They just did an update and I can't scroll while I'm looking at armors anymore. See, I'm trying to scroll and it won't do it. I have to click off. That's annoying too. So they're not making good menu interface changes right now. They got this Garbo PC interface and they just changed it so I can't scroll through my list while I'm looking for stuff. But like this armor right here would make a good T5. Because if you go to here, let's see if there's any up on. Yeah, see, like 5 mil. Mine's close to that. I could sell that for probably a little bit less than that, maybe 4.4, 4.3 mil, because it's a 22%. So if I were to take that armor, which is worth about a mil, and then invest another 1.3 mil in things, I could make a few mil profit by changing those, which I plan to do because I bought a bunch of these. I've got 88, which is enough to do 2 armors. So that's one of the things I'm planning on doing. But you got to have money to make money like that. And it's always risky because that guy's armor's been sitting up there for, I don't know, at least 3 days now. I've seen it. So it may take a long time to sell. So if you have to blow all of your money to do that, it's maybe not worth it, because you don't know when you're going to get your money back out of it. It could be weeks, it could be a month before someone actually picks it up. So that's a dangerous way to try to make money. All the other ways are way safer. Doing Prism, you know, getting the right loot, doing keys, surviving raids, killing other players is generally the best way to make money in this game. So with that said, that's going to be the end of this video. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm gonna do an updated video for all of the weapon mods and stuff again, because some of the things have changed, especially with the prices of attachments have changed a lot. Optics are so hard to get now, so you have to you got to change some of your cheap builds and stuff like that, because they're not cheap anymore. I'll work on those videos and I'll post them up for you soon, and I'll try to put them in a playlist. That way you guys can watch all these new updated videos, how to make money, how to mod your weapons, what weapons are the best, what armors are the best, and all that in a playlist. You guys can watch them all. But thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.